Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. And today we're gonna be ranking all of the palettes that I've tried so far this year. So it's gonna be like a mid-year palette ranking. We have quite a bit of palettes in front of me, which I didn't even know that I've tried that many palettes. But yeah, I think it's like it's 17 palettes, which that's already I think more than I wanted to try this year. So we're not doing really good, and Halloween is still coming, so yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna rank it from like worst to best. So the best palettes, or like my most favorite palettes, will be at the beginning of the video, at the end of the video. But yeah, I have many palettes. Let's just jump right into the ranking. Also, if this is your first time here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows. And recently I've been posting like a mid-year checkup, so I have my whole eyeshadow palette collection, my face product collection, my project pen collection. So yeah, if you want to see that, I will link those videos down below. And now let's just jump right into it. I will also down below link all my videos, all my reviews about these palettes, so hopefully that will be useful to you. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So the last place that I've decided, I'm gonna put the Essence and Harley Quinn eyeshadow palette. This is the Harley Quinn eyeshadow palette in the shade number 2 called Mad Love. And it's this like reddish blue color story. For me, it's mainly the color story and also the quality. I don't love the red shades as the colors, like I don't really wear red eyeshadows, and these are all shimmers and satins, which is not something that I prefer. The blue shades are nice in this palette, but they're not, you know, groundbreaking. It's good for drugstore, but it's not something that I would need in my life. So that's why it's number 17. Also, if you're interested in what I'm wearing today, I have both my Christmas palettes from Oden's Eye on my eyes because I haven't done a look like this in a while and I wanted to. 16 is gonna be from the same collection, but it's from Catrice and it's the Joker palette. I do like this one a bit more. This one is the purple version, so it's called The Joke's on You. And it's like all purple shades. For me, the main issue is a lot of the shades are kind of similar to each other. Some of the shimmers are nice and some of the mattes are also nice, but some of them could be better. Like you can tell that it's drugstore. The only shade that genuinely surprised me is this green called Mayhem. That one genuinely is gorgeous. Like I would keep the palette only for the shade. It is very beautiful shade, but the rest of the palette, first of all, it's very monochromatic. It has very little difference in it. Like there are 3 shimmers that almost look the same. Even on the eye, they're not very different. So for me, this is more just like a little bit the quality, mostly the color story, and just like lack of some kind of, I don't know, something artistic. Then, this might surprise you, but I have the Oden's Eye and Judy Spring Dragon palette. It's a beautiful palette. I love the packaging, but the color story, it's cute. I love the color story as well, but I feel like it's too pastel-y, too light, too I don't know, like soft for me, so a lot of these shades don't show up that much on me. And also a lot of these shades, you can get similar shades from the other 2 palettes, from the Versa collection, like from Tina or Annette, and those shades are better and more pigmented than the ones in the Judy palette. So yeah, and also for me, because it's just like a bunch of different pastel shades, they have the same depth. They're not that pigmented, and when I try to do a look just with this palette, it just doesn't work for me. I think I did like 3 looks that I genuinely loved with this palette, like I was super happy. But then every other time that I use it, I have to use it with something else, and I still think that I could get better shades, like better outcome if I would use similar shades from other palettes. So yeah, but I love the packaging. Like, the packaging is so gorgeous. I wish that I loved the inside more, but I've had it for a while and I'm not convinced that I love it that much. Then I have the Shall We Makeup Mist Witch palette, this one, and this one is mainly just because I don't use her very often. It's a great color story, it's wonderful, wonderful product. I love the pigmentation and like it works wonderfully, but there's something here that just doesn't, I just haven't used this palette a lot. Like, I only reviewed it, used it a couple more times to have it, to like be able to review it in my monthly haul, and I haven't touched it since. And I don't know why. There's just something about the color story that doesn't make me want to go like, I need to use this. I really don't know why. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, mood, and I'm gonna get more uses out of it in the future. You know, it could also be just like my current mood. Then I have the Haggard Cosmetics, and I think this is the... God, how was this called? This is the Captive Tonight Scepter series. I don't have this palette for that long, and the reason why it's here is just because every single palette that will come after this has a color story that I just know that I love a lot more, and it's more... I have more variety. Obviously, this is a small palette. You can only do so much. Like, all of the looks will kind of look the same. Either you have neutral look, or you have the blue, or you have something that has both of these shades, or like both of these colors. So, you know, and usually small palettes do tend to get lower ranking for me, just because you don't get enough options. So that's the only reason. But the quality is amazing, and I do love it a lot. But yeah, it's just the fact that I can't use it in that many different options, and also I would want these neutral shimmers to be a little bit more sparkly, maybe, for me to like enjoy them a little bit more. Then the next palette will be the Pokemon Colourpop and Pokemon Palette Town palette, and that's because it's a bigger palette, which has completely opposite problem than the small palette. Is that it can be a little bit like confusing for me if I have too much options, and also I only like the matte shades in this palette. The shimmers I only like 2 or 3. So yeah, even though it's beautiful and I love the color story and I love the theme and idea and everything, there are so many shimmers that I'm gonna take out of this palette and just like change them up for some of my singles, because they're just not on par. So I only like half of the palette, and that's my reason for ranking it lower. Similar reason is the Mio Makeup the Frog's Tail palette. It's beautiful. I love the packaging, love the color story, love the way that it performs. But for me, I pretty much only use this 9 pen here. I don't use the neutral shades here, and also in the 9 pen there are 2 glitters that I don't prefer. I think I'm gonna turn them into nail polish at some point, because they're not bad glitter, but I also don't prefer glitter on my eyes. So that's that. Then we have the Lunar Beauty Moonshroom palette. This one, again, gorgeous packaging, wonderful color story, amazing performance when it comes to the mattes, but I don't love the shimmers. They're okay at best. Some of them genuinely creased like crazy on me. I think it was the Foxfire that creased a lot. So yeah, I love the mattes, but I don't love the shimmers. And yeah, I wouldn't mind if the mattes had like one less brown, and I wouldn't need this light matte as well, but you know, that's just personal preference. So that's the Moonshroom palette, but I do love her a lot. Then what else do we have? Then I have another small palette, so it's the Shall We Make Up Wulfa palette. And then again, I can only do like 1 or 2 looks. I can either just do the oranges, browns, or I can also add this beautiful multichrome. And that's pretty much all that I can do with this palette. I do love this color story, especially this multichrome, like that is worth everything. But it's not a color story that I will be able to use in multiple different occasions. Like it's gonna be very much the same thing over and over again. And kind of similar is the Haggard Cosmetics Ecstasy of Saintess Scepter series palette. It's a beautiful pinky color story. Love the multichrome in the middle. I'm already almost touching pan because it's just gorgeous. I don't know if you will be able to see that in the camera, but it is gorgeous. But honestly, there's not much differences when it comes to the looks that I come up with. With this palette, I can either make it really dark if I'm gonna use the dark shimmer, or pretty light if I'm gonna use the light. I can make it pretty dark if I'm gonna use the dark matte, or pretty light if I'm gonna use the light matte. But that's about the only difference that there's gonna be, and I can't get more out of it. A little bit better is the Wicked Widow Lovesick palette. So gorgeous. And this one has a lot more variety, even though it's a small palette, but I feel like I can get a lot more out of this. I can do at least like 3 completely different looks and then a couple more varieties of that. So that's really important for me. Even though you have 4 mattes and 4 shimmers, you still are able to do a lot more with this. So I personally prefer this one more, and I do like both the mattes and the shimmers. Nothing creases and everything is just perfect. So the quality is genuinely amazing. Then the next palette is pretty much here only because all the other palettes will be more exciting and just like, you know, more exciting. But I do have the Nomad Ireland Wild Atlantic Way palette. Gorgeous palette. Green lover's dream, in my opinion. I do love this one. I'm taking this on vacation with me. Then by the time you're watching this, I am on my vacation. It's gorgeous. Some of these shades are kind of too similar and could be like, you know, a little bit different. And I do miss at least one like a really light shimmer shade for my inner corner. Since it's like a pretty big palette, I would kind of assume I would have one inner corner highlight. But otherwise, everything performs wonderfully. Nomad isn't a brand, at least from what I've tried, that would have like a intense eyeshadows, but they do have really nice colors. Like, you're not gonna have anything like extremely bold and neon with Nomad, at least from what I've tried and what I've seen. But they have really wonderful formulas with wonderful shades, and they do really think about it properly. So that is amazing. Then I have the rest of the Oden's Eye collab palette. So first I have the Earthwood palette by Tina. This one is amazing. I do love the greens here, but it also has a couple shimmers, but it also has a couple neutrals, and I'm not a fan of neutrals. And otherwise it's a similar color story. You know, like it's all similar depth and similar kind of, you know, all of these shades kind of flow together, and it doesn't look that much different. You can do a lot more looks than with the previous palettes, but still, there's not that much difference in these in the looks that you're gonna create. But I do love this shimmer and this shimmer. They are stunning, and I love them, love them, love them. But a palette that I think is better from that collection is the Mighty Monster palette by Annette, because it's just more colorful, it has more options, The shimmers are a little bit more sparkly and like wet looking, and yeah, you just get more. And I've expected that because Annette is definitely the most like colorful person and like experimental person when it comes to these three ladies. So yeah, I love this one a lot more, but it's still like a little bit smaller palette. Not that much that you can, but it's still a little bit smaller palette. I do love the size of these. I think they're a perfect size. And then I have the Glam Shop Sorbeti palette. This one is amazing. I was thinking about taking it for the vacation, but I'm kind of worried that some of the shimmers could like get broken. But this is wonderful. It's mostly like shimmer, multichrome, duochrome color story. You have a couple cute mattes, and I think for summer this is wonderful color story. Even for spring, like this is so gorgeous. Actually, my vacation is gonna be in Poland, which this brand is Polish, so that's kind of cool. But I don't think I will be able to shop anything from them there. But yeah, I love the quality. The shimmers don't crease at all. They are so wet looking and sparkly and beautiful and magical. They're just gorgeous. Color story that is kind of on the same side, but I think gives me a little bit more, is the Elements of Evil palette by Sugar Drizzle. I fell in love with this palette. I've tried her in January, so this is like one of the first, well, it is the first palette of this year that I've reviewed, I think. And this just gives me more. It has one more matte shade, and I love that there's the black one. And the shimmers are just everything. They're everything. I am taking her to my vacation. There's just something about these shimmers that's just so gorgeous. And yeah, and it's small, sleek packaging. It obviously has a Halloween theme, which is a must for me. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous, and I love it. So this is number 2. And then my favorite palette of this bunch is the Unearthly Cosmetics Spring Magic palette. I think this is because it has a lot of variety. It has a lot of blue shades, which I'm really into lately, and I need to change my hair to blue when I get back from the vacation. And it has some gorgeous greens. The pinks, even though I don't wear them that often, the pinks here are beautiful. I love the white matte. It looks so pretty with the pink shades. Like it is just, it genuinely, like I was so impressed with it. And I love Unearthly's formula. They're just kind of very easy to use, pigmented enough, but also user-friendly and long wearing. I love the way that they put the color stories together, and yeah, this one just wins for some reason. Maybe it's probably also like the fact that I really want blue right now. Otherwise, maybe like the first like 5 spots would be a little bit different. I think the top 5 would be the same no matter what, but I feel like the spots at which they're at would change like based on my mood. So if I were to film this tomorrow, I think it would look slightly differently. But yeah, today I just decided that this one wins. But I think the first 3 spots are pretty great. Like all of these 3 are genuinely wonderful, and I love them, and I am so grateful that I have them. And I do love all of my palettes from this collection. I think the only palettes that I would be okay saying goodbye to would be the Catrice and Essence palette. And then I don't know if I'm gonna keep the Spring Dragon palette by Oden's Eye and Judy, because I love the packaging. I don't want to get rid of the packaging, but I know that I don't really reach for it, and I don't really enjoy using the inside of the palette. So I don't know. I don't know. I need help. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this ranking. If you have any of these palettes, how would you rate them? Or if you think that you would change the ranking somehow, definitely let me know. And let me know how many palettes have you bought since the beginning of the year. What's your current score? Because I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy at all actually with myself. So let me know what your score would be. And with that being said, I think that's gonna be everything for today. So I hope you have a great day. I will definitely link everything down below, and I will be very happy to see you in my next video. So bye!